McGee with YETicket.com. I'm here to talk to the cast and the director for this new film coming out called White Elephant. Now, this is a film that you will not expect by the title, but it's something you will not expect when you watch it. And first, let's talk to the director, Corey Moss. Now, you directed this and you wrote this. Corey, what was going on with you when you wrote this and then directed this film? Tell us a little history about this.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you liked it, and I love your energy. My family went to a White Elephant when we were growing up, and it was super competitive and it was super fun. And I think that always stuck with me as just a fun holiday tradition and something you've never seen in a holiday movie before. So I love holiday movies, and I just always felt like, if I was ever going to write one, I wanted to do something different. And so that's what I sat down to do, with both, the idea of building the whole movie around a white elephant, and then having all of the drama that unfolds and happens so quickly, and then really being able to use the actual gifts and gift exchange to kind of help try to bring everything back together. And we had an absolute blast making this movie. We made it during the pandemic, and for I think all of us, it was our first time really seeing people and working after several months off. And so it really was a special time, I think, for all of us that, hopefully we'll remember forever.
Wow, I'm glad to hear that. And I kind of felt that too. I kind of felt that ensemble where you all really enjoyed each other's. And Lana McKissack, you played PJ. Tell us a little bit about PJ.
PJ is a wonderfully complex woman, as we all are. She loves her friends and she loves her boyfriend, and she finds out some things that make her respond accordingly.
I don't know. When she found that on the way she reacted, I don't know. I would have left the room myself, personally, for me. But man, that was something. The way Corey wrote that and the way he directed that, it was very impactful.
Yeah, I'd like to think I would have reacted differently, but also you don't know in the moment, because you're like, oh, I would never act like that. And then it happens and you're like, oh, I'm embarrassed by how I acted, or not, or you're, proud of it. But yeah, it was fun to get to play someone who goes through so much in such a short amount of time.
Yeah. And Paul Karmiryan, you play Scott in this film. Man, your character in this film. Well, what drew you to the character? Is there a little bit of you, or is there a little bit of Scott in you, Paul?
Yeah, I would say so. I feel like there's a little bit of Scott in everyone. I would say, like, the inner kid, the inner, like, he's kind of still hasn't grown up yet. He's, he's immature about a lot of things. But I think that in this movie, you kind of see him grow up a little bit. And I feel like in general, oh, wow, nice background. I love it. I feel like in general, I think he's trying to stay out of a lot of things during like the drama that's happening. And of course he has a little bit of drama himself. But yeah, it was a fun character to play for sure.
Yeah, you look like you were having a great time playing this character. But you also look like you knew this character very well. Did you?
Yeah, for sure. I have friends that are friends. Did you like how he said friends, not just friends? Friends that growing up that were kind of this character that just were stuck in college and stuck in younger years. And I think that I even had a little bit of that myself growing up. And I don't know. I like to say that I like to keep the inner kid alive in me, and I feel like Scott definitely does that.
Yeah, he definitely does. And now, Corey, when you were casting this film and the actors that you chose, there's a few actors that's not here. Was it a real big process for you to audition these actors? And also, how did you get to know that they will work out?
Great question. You know, because we, you know, shot this last year in August, and it was really one of the first, if not the first movie to shoot in LA coming out of the pandemic. You know, we had a lot of people audition because people's schedules were clear, you know, which was super flattering, you know, to make a small movie like this and have, you know, be able to get the cast that we did. But, you know, I think the key really to this cast and working so well is that we did a lot of rehearsals. So for about 10 days leading up to going on set, we would jump on Zoom and rehearse for about an hour. And then we would just hang out for another hour. And we didn't plan that, but we just kind of became fast friends, and everybody had a lot of stuff in common. And it was really neat. So, you know, when you make a movie, one of the most special parts of it is this sort of family, you know, that element that takes over. And I was worried that we wouldn't have that with this movie because it was a short shoot, but it was actually the opposite. I think everyone was just so excited to like be working and make new friends and stuff that everyone grew really close. And it shows in the movie. I think it's really, you know, it really does look like you're watching a group of friends. And, you know, I think part of that is that, you know, Lana and her boyfriend in the movie, that's her husband in real life. So that,
oh, really?
That chemistry was very natural, I think. And so, you know, we definitely got an advantage there. But the funny thing is, you know, Nathan actually auditioned for a different role. He auditioned for John. We loved him for John, and Matthew actually auditioned for Billy. And so it's one of those things where once we figured out that they were married, we're like, well, we should probably just see him read opposite of his wife. And they're like, oh yeah, that's real chemistry. So we have to move some things around in this cast. So
wow. Lana, so you had fun playing with your husband in this film. Did you feel like Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton at that moment?
Yeah, it was like, we should get divorced and remarried again and again. Yeah, no, it was really, I mean, what better way to, you know, in the middle of a pandemic shooting a movie, to get to like spend quality time with your husband, and like, you know, you don't have to worry like, oh, I know we've all been tested and everything's very safe, but like I have to be kissing someone that I don't know where their lips are after we leave set every day, but right. I know where his are. They're right here.
You think.
What?
I believe you. Oh, I believe you. You know, Lana. You definitely know that.
There was definitely more kissing in the script, but I was like, I think our first meeting, I'm like, just so you guys know, I'm not going to make anybody kiss. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable kissing anybody right now. Like, you know, yeah. So but there was a lot of hugs.
Yeah.
A lot of hugs.
Yeah, a lot of hugs. And Paul, was there a lot of hugs for you too in this film?
Definitely. I think naturally, like, there was a moment that me and Carmela had where it was like our makeup moment, where we had a fight, and like we're just, you know, like we said we love each other and all that stuff. I think naturally in a moment like that, whenever you are an actor and, you know, you have a moment like that, you naturally want to go in for some kind of kiss or something like that. But it was kind of like, yeah, it was kind of like it was weird in a way, but it was like, I get it, it makes sense. But that was definitely a lot more hugging. And there was moments even whenever we were kind of like elbowing, right, Corey? I don't remember if that made the film or not, but I think it was like we were making it aware that it was around the pandemic time and all that stuff too. So a lot of this is going on as well.
Oh man, that's good. Now, question, Corey, when did you decide in your life that you felt you wanted to be the leader? You wanted to be a film director, because the film director is the leader. The film director is the one who puts it all together. And the film director is one to lead the characters and the actors to make a great piece of art. So when did you decide that you wanted to be a director?
You know, my father was a salesman growing up, and my mother was an interior decorator. Uh-huh. And I feel like I really got like half and half of them. So I've always really been able to like wear the business hat and like be a sales guy, but I've always had like a lot of creative desires. And so I've always just been attracted to, you know, things where you get to do both of those. And you know, I've done years and years of producing, and I will continue to do producing. I love producing, and I always knew I would direct. And I've done some shorts and documentaries and things, but just, you know, I always felt like I really wanted it to be something I wrote, and so it just, you know, took a while to find the right project, but it was a pretty amazing experience.
So is this your first film that you directed that you wrote?
Yeah, I've directed some shorts and some documentaries, but it's the first feature narrative. So.
And was it hard? No, you have a background as a producer, so you know what a producer have to do. So was it hard for you to get other producers to, you know, believe in your project?
It's always hard to get anyone to believe in your product. I mean, you know, we live in a town that loves the word no. So
Yeah, yeah, I know.
And so yes, I'm very, very, very used to that. So.
Oh, good, good. And Lana, you're in this film, and you've been in another movie before. But same question to you: when did you decide to be an actress, or when did you decide to say, "Hey, I'm going to try to make a dollar doing this work as an actor"?
I was born and raised in Los Angeles, as was Paul. And I think when you're born here, it's just sort of something that most people try as a kid. So I actually did my first commercial when I was 2.
Oh, okay.
That was the first dollar I made. And then I did a lot of commercials as a kid, and I did some TV and some films. So yeah, I started very young.
Oh,
and,
very young.
Very young. And my parents were always very clear, like, if you start to not do well in school, you don't get to do this anymore. So I was a good student because I was like, well, I don't want to do anything else, so I'm gonna do this. And then I just continued on forever.
And that's the same with you, Paul. You grew up in LA. I mean, for example, I grew up in Chicago. I'm a little bit older than you guys, but our thing was, well, you're gonna get a job at a steel mill, you're gonna get a job with a car company or something like that. So we knew we had that. So did you know you had that for you, Paul, as an actor?
No, I think
in LA?
I grew up in LA, but I feel like I had a different path because traditionally my family was always about like go to school, and you know, like they wanted me to become a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, you know. But I didn't actually. I started with dancing first, so I started dancing my senior year of high school, and then I kind of created a career of dance, and then recently, well, not so recently, but like about 4 or 5 years ago, I started to act as well, and it kind of just took over my life in such an amazing way, and now I'm dancing and acting and kind of being able to make a living off of something that I love to do, and I feel very fortunate of it. But definitely, I wish I started when I was younger. But you know, everyone has their own path, and you know, you go about it, and you reach your career goals in different ways, and I would have probably been doing something else. I'm actually graduating. I'm getting my degree. Today's my last day for my test, so I finished my classes today.
Oh, well, congratulations!
Congratulations, Paul.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. But I felt like it was something that I always wanted to get as well. So yeah, why not?
Oh, well, congratulations! I'm a former professor too. I used to teach and have my degree in performing arts and also communications, my master's degree. I got 2 master's degrees. So that's a big step for you. I want to say congratulations again.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
So now get Corey to write you a dancing movie. I love dancing movies. Corey, I love dancing movies.
Yeah.
Al, if you've seen what an amazing actor Paul is, but if you haven't seen him dance, you are missing out. You need to go look him up. He's incredible. It's absurd.
I will look him up.
I'm sure we could make a dancing movie happen with our cast, because a lot of our cast were dancers as well. Like I know Nathan was a dancer as well, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Nice.
White Elephant 2 is a full-on musical.
Oh, I love musicals.
And
I love
singers. And
musicals.
the singer as well. So it's like multi-talented.
Yeah, the sequel should be a musical. Come on, Corey.
There you go, Corey, your next film. Now, Corey, on July 19th, your movie will be available basically online through iTunes, Fandango, Google Play, YouTube. Do you like this new system where movies are being streamed instead of being in the movie houses? And also the dollar, can you make good money doing this? Because I hear many movies do make good money going this route.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I mentioned earlier with the business hat, you know, I love putting my business hat on, and I love trying to figure out new models. And I think what's happened a lot is that the traditional filmmaking model has been completely disrupted with how, you know, they're distributed now. So what I'm excited about is making movies in a different way, where you know you're just going to go right to streaming, and so you can make them at a price point where you know you can recoup. And like, so that's exciting to me. I could talk all day about like all the like years of thinking and modeling and stuff that my company's done about the kind of movies that we're making, because you know, a lot of times filmmaking is just playing a lottery, you know, like so few movies make money. And I'm less interested in that than I am in like finding a model, you know. And for this to be a holiday movie is kind of funny because, you know, there's such a filmmaking model that exists with like the Lifetime holiday movie. It's like every year they make a certain amount, they make it for the certain, you know, they make it for the certain price, and they all go to the same place. And it's like, I love that. And there's a huge audience of that, you know, and so if we could sort of reinvent a version of that for streaming platforms and stuff, you know, I'm all for that, you know. So.
And yet also, in my opinion, you also have the whole world can see your film. It's, you know, if it's in theaters, it's only a small segment. Now you have the whole world can get access to your movie.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing I like. Well, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, Lana. I want to thank you, Paul. I want to thank you, Corey, for taking some time with me, Al McGee at YETicket.com. Hey, White Elephant, it's a funny film, and it's really something I did not expect. And that's why I really enjoyed the film. I really did. I really enjoyed the film. So thank you guys for taking time with me, Al McGee at YETicket.com.
Thank
and
you,
much
Al.
success. And much success to you in the future.
Appreciate it, Albert.